Yep, we're live. Let's see. I want my questions and I want to see you and I want to be able to see the screen. There we go. So, how about you first tell us a bit about yourself? Wait. Yeah, thank you. Let's see. Can you talk again? I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it like this. Can you try again?
Can you say something? Oh, I hear myself.
Great.
That's not good. We're getting there. We're having technical difficulties.
Sorry,
For
everyone.
anybody who can hear me.
How about this? Can you still hear yourself?
No. Can everybody hear me?
There she is.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We can hear. That's good. Okay. Hi everybody. I'm Leslie. I make the Lucifer in Development comics. I started drawing them last year after Lux won. Um, and just been having a ball. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for all the people who have always written comments and really enjoyed the comics. And it's just been a real pleasure drawing comics for you guys. So I don't know what else to say. I'm a huge Lucifer fan. Been watching since the very beginning, and I've never done anything like this before. So if I seem awkward, that's why.
Don't worry. You're gonna be
Okay.
just fine.
Okay.
Okay, so I first have some desert app questions.
Okay.
Please don't think too hard on the answers. You can always give an explanation when the 7 questions are done.
Okay.
Okay, so first one, red or blue?
Red.
Romance or friendship?
Oh gosh, can I pick both?
Well,
Probably friendship probably is good.
okay. Ella hug or Trixie hug?
Oh, Ella hug for sure.
Chocolate chip cookie or brownie?
Oh, chocolate chip cookie.
Doing or thinking?
Well, since I'm sitting here thinking about this question, probably thinking.
Singing or dancing?
Oh, singing, dancing is ugly. You don't want to see that.
And the last one, circles or squares?
Circles. Circles are good.
Circles are good. Okay, those were that questions. Anything you want to elaborate further on, or?
No, I don't think so. I think we're good. That's I do have a horrible sweet tooth, so it's kind of hard to decide between chocolate chip cookie and brownie. But there is a brookie, which is a brownie with a chocolate chip cookie on top, and I will take that.
Okay, we're definitely making that an option right now. Okay, I've also got a few more open questions, but fun
Oh,
ones. What's
okay.
your favorite fandom that is not Lucifer?
I don't think I have one. Lucifer was the first fandom I joined. I really and it's kind of everything. So I don't really watch anything else. So there is no other fandom. Sorry, nothing. It's just Lucifer. He consumes my life.
um, so Becky just came online and said Leslie hates Trixie Hug. Pass it on.
What? I don't hate Trixie hugs. I just like Ella hugs more because Ella is like awesome. Well, so is Trixie, but Ella is awesome. Right? I mean, maybe I'm like Lucifer that way, huh? Well, he doesn't like fruit hugs either, so I'm not sure. Anyway, I like them both. I like them both.
Okay,
But
good.
gotta be on the safe side. Like them both.
Next question. What word do you always misspell? I mean, there are always words that you mess up when you're typing them or something,
Oh,
right?
yeah. It's like the simple words that like really mess me up, like the. It's like TEH, te, right? Or, something like that. Or instead of writing is, I write si. Or, what's really bad is the autocorrect is like I'm writing something and something that comes out completely different from what I'm trying to say comes out on autocorrect. And I'm like, oh, it wasn't what I was going to say at all. So autocorrect is the bane of my life.
And what's the most ridiculous animal on the planet?
I'd have to say it was a platypus because, it's almost like it's half bird, right? It's got the beak, but it's like a furry animal, kind of like a beaver. And that would be okay if it was like a half and half thing. But it's got these poisonous spurs and it can kill you. So yes, that is like the most ridiculous animal that I can think of.
You feel really what do you call it? You're really into this, aren't you? You're
Oh
feeling
yeah,
good
this is
about
fun. I love this.
that. Great, thank you so much. About your comics, there were so many questions coming in through the Twitter feed.
Okay.
So I figure we best just start with those, and maybe some questions will pop up in the YouTube chat. So if
Okay.
anyone has any questions, feel free to ask them. They're calling you adorable. I think that's.
Oh, no, no, I think you mean I'm a dork. I'm a dork. Okay. I go well with Dorky Lucy, I guess. We're both dorks.
Let's see. Manu Hertz asked if you ever visited an art school or something like that.
No, I have no training. I have no formal training whatsoever. Everything is just, self-taught. So that's why I look at other like Seeds of Lily, who's like amazing. She's like God. And, I'm always like, oh, I wish I could be like that. And so I try and work hard to get better at art, but I'm really not, I really have no formal training whatsoever.
Right when you said looking up to Lily, she answered with,
Mhm.
"You're the most beautiful and talented dork." So others are calling you adorkable.
Dorkable? No, 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 no. Just the dork part is good.
Would you ever want to do something like an art, what do you call it, workshop or something? To
You mean attend a workshop or give one? I don't think I can give one
attend,
because
yeah.
yeah, but attend one. I would love to attend an art workshop. Um, it's always a good opportunity to get better and get some critiques of the work. But I'm always so kind of worried about like very self-conscious about my art, so I always think it's not very good. So it's hard for me to draw something and then put it out there. It's really unusual for me to be putting my stuff out on Twitter with the comics because I always worry that it's not good enough or someone's going to take offense and be like, I don't like this anymore, and I worry about that. So I'm always kind of very careful. But Lucifer has been, I love it so much that I wanted to share with, Ildy and Joe and Tom and the cast. And then that's when, everyone else started looking and saying, oh, wow, look, there's comics. And it really was very heartwarming for someone like me who's so nervous and self-conscious about my work. So thank you, everybody. You guys are just, I can't even tell you how awesome you are.
Let's see. Lily says she looks up to you too.
No, I look up to her more. She's like the most awesomest.
I think that's a
The awesomest.
discussion that like both of you can keep going forever.
Yeah, probably. Probably.
Another question from Twitter from Yeah, some people can be so touchy. Don't ask. How
Okay.
long has she been drawing and doing art for? And when did you realize what kind of a talent you were? But I think we kind
Oh,
of.
okay. Well, first off, I don't have any talent, so that's let's get that off the table. My sister is the one who has talent. My sister went to art school, and she's like a fantastic artist. I just dabble. I've been drawing since the time I was little. I did want to be an artist when I was growing up, but my mom was kind of like, one artist in the family is enough, because it's like the poor starving artist thing, right? So, um, but I've always enjoyed drawing. I've always drawn comics. When I was in college, I drew comics. When I was in, and they were the same type, one panel, not quite, they were a little bit more simplified, one panel comics. And then I would anonymously like post them on the doors of my professors. That was a lot of fun. And then, when I was taking some archery classes, I would draw some of the, those kinds of things. Or when I was sailing, then I would draw some of that. But it's always been something that I always have done. Um, the only time that I didn't draw and I completely lost everything was when my mother passed away. And when she passed, I couldn't even pick up a pencil. It was horrible. And the time when I was able to start drawing was the Lucifer and Development comics, and it was like a 7 year dry spell. There was nothing. But other than that, I've always been drawing.
Nice. Okay. So, those Lucifer in Development comics, they have been like a really big change then, haven't they?
Oh yes, it was huge, and it was. I really, I really didn't think that they were going to get the attention that they've been getting, but it was, Lucifer made a really big impact on me because when the series started, I was still grieving for my mom. I was really in a bad place. And it really, changed my life. And I was able to get out of that dark spot. And my muse came back. And, I was writing. And then all of a sudden, I saw Joe and Ildy at Lux. And I was like, well, gee, what would happen if they met the real Lucifer? And all of a sudden it was like I had to draw that, and I drew that, and then just been it's just been so wonderful to have the muse back, and she tells me what to draw, and I draw it.
Great. So Veronica Keesbrecht, she asks what the most challenging character is to draw in the comics.
Lauren, she's really hard. Well, actually, Pepper is actually very, very hard. But of the humans, of the humans, Lauren is the most hard. I have such a hard time getting her face right. I always have to look at reference photos, and even then, I'm like, this isn't right. But it's like, she's really hard.
Okay, so that's in drawing exactly right. Is there also a character who's difficult to pinpoint their behavior?
Um, I think, probably Uriel, because he's just come on board, but he was only in the comics in the series for like what, 2 episodes. So it's really hard to get him trying to get into his head. But so I've just made him like completely a jerk.
That,
That seems to work.
yeah, doesn't sound too far off.
Yeah.
Lily asks if you have any other projects in mind when the comic is over. And she hopes that the
Um,
comic's not over anytime soon.
well, no, the comics will keep going as long as the show keeps going because I'm doing it season by season. We're in the middle of season 2 right now for the comics. So, if we get a season 6, please, 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 then, I have to go all the way to season 6. I do have an ending already in mind. I know how it's going to end, but in between then, it's going to be a long time. So don't worry. After that, I don't know, maybe start another comic or it depends on where season 6 ends, right? Where can we go from here? Is it going to be like a alternate universe type of thing, or maybe something completely different? I don't know. We'll see. I have no plans yet.
Here they're saying the comics never really stop.
The comics never really stop. Well, maybe in like the regular like Lucifer like comics by Vertigo and Black Label, they never stop. But mine eventually, when the series ends, it'll wrap up. And I don't think you'll be disappointed by the ending. At least I hope you won't be.
I doubt we could ever be disappointed by an ending in your comics, to be honest.
Well, I don't know. Some people are like, no, I didn't like the way it ended. So
I think they'll probably be more like, I don't like that it ended, but
I I don't know. We'll have to see.
we'll see.
But this is years away, right? Years away. And anything can happen, it can change. So we'll see.
What else do we have? Do you know if any of the cast is reading your comics?
I know Joe and LD, they do, which is really, really nice. I don't know. I think DB at the very beginning he was popping in, but he doesn't comment anymore. So I don't think he's looking. And it was the same with Amy. She would pop in at the very beginning, but she doesn't pop in anymore. So I don't think any of them are reading it anymore, which is fine. It's such a long thing, and I'm sure they get flooded with notifications, and they don't, it's not high on their priority list. But I hope that they see it, and I hope at some point they will look at it and enjoy it. I mean, it's not really, but it's them, but it's not them. They have like guest starring roles. So maybe if it's not about them, then maybe they're like, nah, it's not about me. So I don't know. We'll see. But hopefully they enjoy it.
Veronica Geisbrecht says, making the comics available for purchase was a brilliant idea. I hope you'll be signing copies if we manage to get to Lux.
Well, yeah, if we get to Lux, whenever that happens, I'll be there. And if you can find me, track me down, be happy to sign your book for you. That actually was not. That was actually like Lily's and Jade Miles and Cece and Lilith and a few others. They were the ones who were saying, and I know I left out a whole bunch of people who were saying, we want these as comics as a book. And they were the ones who were really like, you need to do this. And I was like, well, if I get enough, I don't think I'm going to get past 5. And then it was like, I don't think I'm going to get past 12. And then I was like, well, maybe I won't get past 20. It's not going to be enough for like a book, maybe like a comic book, but not like a book. And then it just kept on going, because you guys are so awesome and, very inspiring with your comments and stuff. And so then I just kept on drawing, and amazingly got enough to make like a little book. So the book that is going to be sold is episodes 1 through 70, plus some little extra Lucy Penguin. And then I did redraw the first episode for the book, because if you remember, the first episode that I drew was all in pencil, and it was all like a bunch of pictures all cobbled together, and it really looked horrible. So I actually redrew the first episode so that it would fit in the format of the book.
Okay. But you'll be signing them at Lux too. Haven't you yet contacted Sean for a table there then?
No, gosh, no. We're flying under the table here. That man is frightening. He's very scary, and I am not gonna. That's why it's like, if you could track me down, that's good. But otherwise, I'm going to be like low on the radar. I do not want his attention on me whatsoever. He's a scary, scary man. I saw him at Lux one. He's a very frightening man. So no.
Do we have any more questions here? We got a lot of penguins.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Penguins are good.
can you take us to your drawing process? So let's say you've got an idea for a comic, then how do you go about that?
Sure. Usually some idea will hit me, or I'll see something where I'll get an image in my head of this is what I want to draw. And so then I have comic book paper, and I start laying out all the boxes, and I actually start drawing. I'm very old fashioned. It's all pencil and paper. I actually start drawing from the last panel first. So that way it gives me, I know where it's going to end. And then I can work my way backwards so that I can have like so that it all flows together and makes sense. Because if I start on the first box first, I am always afraid that I'm going to end up with like one panel on the next page where I've like overshot. So this way, if I put like the last panel first, I know where I'm going, and then I kind of plan it all out there. Then I pencil it all in. Then I ink it with pens, and then I don't have a scanner yet. I am going to buy a scanner, and then I take a photo of it because I don't have a scanner, and then I'll go on to Photoshop Elements, and I'll clean it all up, put on some like tone for like Lucifer's suit or Amenadiel's clothes or whatever, clean that all up, and then I'll go ahead and I'll issue it. So that's how it goes. It takes a couple of days. It's a long process because it's all by hand, and it just takes me a long time. I'm slow.
Well, but I think that also adds another dimension, right? That it's really by hand.
Yeah, it really is. Everything's so.
Great. We have some more questions, but we're slowly running towards the end. So let's see how many we can still answer.
Okay. You do a rapid fire round?
But it's not that many yet.
Oh, okay.
Which comics episodes and which series episode are your favorites?
The series, I like them all, but I really like the ones with Decker Star. So episodes, episode 4, season 4, episode 9 was amazing because you saw Chloe helping Lucifer and him dealing with his issues. And then of course 410, which was just heartbreaking and had me like sobbing for like weeks. I did like 213 where he goes to hell for Chloe. That was really wonderful too. So those really touching. And then the axe scene. The axe scene was really something. So those scenes are just they're heart wrenching, and I love those. So those are that. As for the episodes in the comics, which one do I like the best? It's funny. As I draw, it's like it's almost like someone is like pushing me to draw it. You have to draw it. You have to draw it. It's like you can't not draw it. But once I get it down on paper, once it's done, I move on. So then I don't think about the other episodes, or I was like, oh, I really should have redone that, or I really like this, or whatever. It's the idea's gone. It's done. So I really don't know which episode I like the best, but maybe, the episode probably way in the beginning when Lucifer is the first time when he gets naked and Amenadiel is just like, oh my God. And, Joe and Ildy are like, does he do this all the time? And he's like, you'll get used to it. That's probably the one that I like the best.
Great. Netflix asks, who is your favorite character to draw other than Lucifer?
Other than Lucifer?
Yep.
Oh, that's hard.
Answers here, right?
Huh?
You're really limiting your answers.
Oh, okay. Well, I would say Amenadiel is a lot of fun to draw. Amenadiel's fun because he's like this nice guy, and yet, he's got a little bit of an ego, but he's like Lucifer's foil. So he's always got these really wacky, horrible expressions that I put on his face where he's like shocked or horrified or, broken for like life. And I feel bad for doing that to Amenadiel, but I really enjoy drawing Amenadiel.
New one. Cheryl Adams. What made you decide that Dorky Lucy would forever be getting naked?
It's canon. He got naked in episode episode, Manly Whatnots, and then he got naked again when he was, what was it, Saint Lucifer, where he was giving his clothes to the bum, and then after that, it was just kind of like, well, he just takes off his clothes all the time. So then I started drawing him like, because he's like very proud of his physique, and he's manscapes, and he's very proud of that. So I imagined him being, well, he'd want to brighten up everyone's life by showing his like his naked splendor, right? So that's kind of how it came into being, and now that's just how he is that he's always naked. I'm sorry, I'm really sorry. He's out of control now. He just wants to be naked all the time.
Show the naked splendor. I think you've kind of made that like a term. You've introduced that term into the Lucifam, naked splendor.
I don't know if that's a good thing, though. I don't know if that's good.
Where was it? I had another one from SK on Twitter.
Okay.
I would like to know from Leslie, if you had 3 wishes, what would they be?
Oh, okay. Well, the first one is probably to cure all disease. So none of this COVID junk, none of this cancer stuff, no diseases, get rid of all of them, cure it all. That would be wonderful. And please, people, don't eat bats anymore. And then probably the next one would be world peace, because we have so much fighting and so much strife in the world, and it would be so nice if that was just gone. And then the last one is probably, it would be really fun to have Dorky Lucy be an actually be here, but not with me, with someone else, but have him really exist and be around, making trouble, and that would be kind of fun, and go to the set and party it up on the set and make trouble there. I think that would be kind of fun.
Thank you. The last question, is there anything you would like to say to the people who are now in lockdown, feeling sad that Lux is not happening, stuff like that? Anything you want to say to them?
Yeah, I think right now everyone's really anxious, really nervous. We don't know what's going to happen. I just want to tell everybody, please don't be scared. Don't be anxious. We're going to make it through this. We're going to come out the other side. We're going to be stronger. We're going to be better. Everything is going to be okay. So please take care of yourselves. Take care of your loved ones, and don't be frightened, because this will end. It will end, and we will be stronger for it.
That's a really nice note to end this Q&A on. Thank you so much for being here and answering all the questions.
Well, thank you so much for inviting me, and thank you for everyone inviting me into your home or wherever you are for like 30 minutes with this massive silliness. So thank you all.
Great. Then I'm ending the stream.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.